Yo, what is everyone saying? Welcome back to another episode of the Total 90 podcast. We had a little week off, had a holiday and that, but we are back to get you through pre-season. And today, we're running another edition of the Stock Watch. If you man saw it last time, you know how it works. But basically, I give the panelists and myself, of course, 10 different players to match up against each other. What they got to do is decide which player is going to be clear in 3 years from now. So who's going to be the higher rated player or more highly regarded or achieving more, however you want to put it. It's one of those ones where we see who's going to be good at investing their stocks and who just goes off recency bias and a distinct lack of ball knowledge. So, joining me today is our top appearance maker so far. He has never got a prediction wrong about youngsters before, and he certainly won't be today. It's the taxman. Mr. Mav is back. How are you, sir?
I really dislike your intros for me. You know, Kurt,
that was a really polite one. You know,
you've never got good ones. You know, and I get I don't know what name he's gonna run by today. You know, he's the tax man. He's this man. Yeah, no, I'm good. How are we doing?
No, but people do respect HMRC and stuff. You know.
No, but I don't think that's the name that's concerning. It's that he's never got anything wrong about a youngster before. Was it?
Hey, Kurt, do you disagree with that?
Relax. Yeah.
That was me trying to give a nice polite one.
I talk sense, you know? Just fully, nothing else.
Oh, no. Yeah, I was going another way.
Okay, all right. Well, and next we have a man who has finally made his long-awaited return to professional esports. But unfortunately, it's on Fall Guys, getting carried by a Run-F-It market. Kurt, how you doing, mate?
Oh, me? Oh, I thought you... What? Hey, Fall Guys is fun. I'm good.
Yeah. No, I hear it. I can't lie. It's been good to watch since all the other games are a bit boring now. And lastly, as you guys know, it's pre-season. And in pre-season, sometimes we have last-minute injuries. But that gives us opportunities for academy players to make their debut and try and grab a first-team spot with their two hands. So, please welcome for his debut, man like T. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
I've been seeing you in the comments and that, so we know you're already an avid watcher, so hopefully we can get you off to a nice start and the people support your thing, because what you got to learn is that the comments they're very ruthless at times, I'll be honest, so you got to be on your toes.
Just say the opposite of me and they'll back you. You're good.
Yeah.
Say nothing.
Just ask them, man.
So yeah, last time we did it for strikers and wingers. Today it's going to be midfielders only. I've tried to keep them players that are similar positions, similar ages and whatnot, so that we can really have a discussion about what happens in 3 years. So whenever I say the names, whoever wants to just jump in, give your opinion, you run it. So I'm going to start first and foremost. This one is close to home. Emile Smith-Rowe versus Mason Mount. 2025. Who would like to start us off on this one? Who's going to be the better player in 3 years?
I'm not going first on this one. I'm not.
Why are you scared, bro? Don't be scared, man.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Damn.
It's tacticalness. Go on.
Well, so you want to see what everyone else says so you can get in the good books of the viewers?
No, my opinion is not changing whatsoever. I've got a very real opinion. I just want to see what other people say first.
Me it's easy. Like, I'm gonna go with chest and say Emile Smith-Rowe, man. I have to back the Arsenal guy. Now, obviously, the end of the season was a little bit sticky because he wasn't really getting many games after his injuries and COVID and whatnot. But I'll be honest, in these things, if there's an Arsenal player there, I'm going to just take the Arsenal player regardless.
What are they same age?
Mount is, I think, like 2 years older.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
I've tried to keep it like maximum 3 or 4 years age gap.
Yeah,
I don't want it to be like massive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, you have to put me towards Mount, but I would not go super far. Like put me in the middle.
Okay.
But it has to be Mount for me. I think in modern football, Mount is too important. So I know he's gonna be playing for a top team, guaranteed. I'm not saying Smith-Rowe won't, but he's an interesting player, Smith-Rowe. I think he needs to find his best position. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna be off the wing or number 10. Whereas I think with Mount, he can do it all. So I think I'm going to play it safe here. I'll go with Mount.
That's kind of why I put them, because they both are players that you'd say are like attacking midfielders. But at the same time, they do end up kind of playing left wing at times or just on the left inside of the striker and that. So I thought it would be a good matchup. Obviously, Mount is the one that he's got his Champions League. He's playing regularly for England. But yeah, I'll be honest. So this one is pure bias just to start off with. T, let us know what you're going for. Smith Rowe, Mason Mount.
Well, Mason Mount clearly has more experience than Smith Rowe currently with him winning the Champions League and playing in the Champions League. And obviously Smith Rowe has not played in the Champions League yet. But the signs and flashes that we saw of him before January even, like he was really good. Like he knew, like I don't know, like he sees the game a bit different compared to most players. Obviously Arsenal have been looking for that Ozil replacement, but they're obviously now they're seeing more in Odegaard than Smith Rowe, hence the reason why they have to keep rotating them. But like Kurt said, it's hard for him to pick a position at the moment, so I don't even know, man. Personally, I feel like...
So where do you go on the scale? Are you going to use some Arsenal bias, or are we scaring them?
Do you know what? I see Arsenal back in the Champions League within a couple of years, so do you know what? I'm gonna put me towards Smith Rowe, man, I can't lie.
Mav, what are you telling me?
I don't think this one's close, personally, for me.
Oh, sorry.
I think Mason Mount is the much better footballer. I think he's much more integral to his team already. Just don't think in terms of football they're close at all. I think Arsenal are improving, but Mason Mount can play for almost any club in the world, in my opinion. If you really wanted him to, so Mason Mount for me.
But I hear it.
I said
so you are like strong.
Almost any
okay.
club.
Now the only thing for me, like if I'm being serious, with Chelsea getting Sterling and then them still looking for a right winger, obviously they got aired by Dembele, they got aired by Rafinha as well. I'm trying to see where Mount is actually going to end up playing, because obviously he's been playing a lot further forward than just playing in like a midfield three or whatever, and obviously they're going to have Gallagher back and stuff like that, so it'll be interesting to see exactly where Mason Mount starts all his games. But like I said, I'm purely backing Smith Rowe just because I have to for the Arsenal bias, and I hope he does. Now this one, there shouldn't be much bias. We are going abroad. We are not only Premier League merchants here, we're going abroad for this one. It's one that everyone has been discussing for a while. It is Dortmund against Barcelona. Jude Bellingham versus Pedri.
I joked about it in, obviously, before we press record on this one, as you showed this as maybe an example sort of thing. And I said, have the graphic of me whispering in Jude Bellingham's ear. Again, I just think Jude Bellingham has so much more to his game. For me personally, I think Barcelona are in that transition period where they've gone from being arguably one of the greatest teams there's ever been, having the greatest player there's ever been in them, you know, multiple superstars, to what is the shambles that is Barcelona right now.
I hear it. Are you in agreement, or are you swaying the other side?
I just need some clarity. When you say whispering in his ear, you actually going all the way.
For those that are unaware, there should be a graphic on the screen showing that he's not actually whispering in his ear.
Basically, yeah. I don't mind where he puts it in that green area. Like I said, if we're ear to ear, whatever it is, I don't mind. My stocks are fully in Jude personally.
Yeah, no, I can't. I'm definitely not gonna do a Mav and go either way here. I think both will be superstars. I think, though, to me, I think Mav was definitely disrespectful towards Pedri and to some degree Barcelona. I think they're gonna look good starting from this season. If they get Lewandowski, they've got the attackers looking crazy, and Pedri will be feeding them. I'm gonna put me towards Pedri. I think what may swing it in Bellingham's way is if he joins Liverpool next season. Because I know how Klopp can turn them into. But Pedri's I think maybe at least a year older. Sure, Bellingham is more complete, but I don't necessarily think means that he's going to be better. I think Pedri's doing things. Yeah, Pedri's doing things at 19. I don't think not even Xavi and Iniesta were doing. And you could say the same for Bellingham.
They're both 19, by the way. Well. They're both 19.
So, they're both 19.
Yeah, I just checked it. Yeah.
I still think Pedri. Okay, put me towards Pedri. Pedri.
Yeah, now I think the club thing is probably an important factor in this one. Like ability-wise, we all know they're going to both be like very elite. But I kind of hear what Mav's saying about Barca, because these guys, I don't know, they're Like, is no one gonna check that? Mav is the tax man. Someone has to go and check what Barca are doing.
What's going on? What's going on?
They owe their young 17 million. Then they want to go and get Lewandowski, Aubameyang, Ferran Torres, and I don't get where they're getting the money from, but surely at some point they're gonna collapse.
Someone has to go to jail. Someone has to. There's no way. Someone has to go to jail to make this make sense.
I can't imagine in 3 years' time Bellingham's still at Dortmund. Like, okay, this season, fine, another year to just refine your game with less media spotlight and pressure on you. You can develop and whatnot. By next year, he's got to go to a more, I guess, influential club than Dortmund. So I'm gonna go towards Bellingham, but I'm not gonna be whispering in my man's ear. I'm gonna be, I'm waving from across the road. Like I'm local, yeah. You can see me, but I'm not quite all the way there yet. T, what side are you on?
Well, like you guys said, it comes down to clubs. Barcelona, they keep finding money like between like the sofa, like I don't even know, maybe they got like penny jars or whatever to try and fund all these damn deals, but they're somehow funding them, and they end up going Liverpool. I don't see any other team going in for him that could probably like happen. Like, I don't really see him wanting to go to United because nobody wants to go to that damn situation. So
who the hell would?
Exactly. So if anything, I feel like he'll get that prem tax of just more experience, because everyone always says obviously the Prem it's more physical. There's a lot more games, more back to back, and then everything else. So I feel like he'll probably get more high regards. So I'm gonna probably go towards Bellingham as well.
Yeah, no, he's just a complete midfielder, man. Like from ability to physically everything. I feel like he can make it in the Prem. But moving on to our third one of 10. This one, Mav might like this one. We're back in the Premier League, and one of these players has just made a transfer, actually, so this makes it even more interesting. Declan Rice versus Calvin Phillips. Two England midfielders. Don't do because I know your answer. You know damn well what your answer is.
No,
so now
I know
is your
absolutely damn well what my answer is, but I know this one is going to get used for specific reasons. But yeah, we move. Carry on.
No, not if you're right. Not if you're right, though, no. Go for it.
I don't know what it is about Declan Rice. I really don't. That just has so many, but Premier League fans and English fans just mesmerized, and it's a very weird thing. Like for me, Calvin Phillips, if you watch football, is clear he's the better footballer for me. He's got a better passing range. He's as good as breaking up the game as Rice is. He's got, in my opinion, the same sort of physicality. He's got more speed. He's just got much more to his game as a defensive midfielder. Maybe the transfer to City will change people's mind and they'll actually see what this guy is on. So my answer is towards Calvin Phillips. However, I know that in 3 years' time, everyone's still going to prefer Rice, and I don't get why. I really just don't get why.
Well, we don't know yet, mate. 3 years hasn't gone by. Kurt, thoughts on that? Do you like that rant?
Yeah, I go the complete opposite way. I think Calvin Phillips is overrated. I think he's a jack of all trades, master of nothing. I think if this guy was playing football 20 years ago, I think he'd be in the Championship, or even worse, maybe for United.
Wow.
I just don't think. I think this guy's a running merchant. I think Rice is well clear for me, and I have no doubt in 3 years' time. I think at City, I genuinely am curious to see what Pep will do with him. I don't think he's starting, that's for sure. But again, players like him, unfortunately, are becoming very important in football nowadays. But yeah, I'm going with Rice.
And that's a strong Rice as well. Yeah, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, strong. Put me all the way. Yeah, whispering in his ear.
You know what? I think I might be whispering in his other ear, fam. Because I'm the same. Like Declan Rice, you see him play and you just look with your eyes and you're like, yeah, this Rice, brother, he's serious. Like he will be England's captain whenever the time comes. 2 years, 3 years, I don't know. The way he carries himself, his stature, everything. He has what they call the aura. Calvin Phillips, like, yeah, all right, like, he's a very hard-working guy and that, but...
Captain?
England captain in
it's another
3
Jordan
years.
Henderson. Now, I hear it. It's actually another Jordan Henderson. Fair play.
Coming from the guy that prefers Calvin Phillips. Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Declan Rice and Henderson, technical, like on the ball wise, it's a completely different stratosphere. I can't lie, man. Hendo gets that one random,
everyone knows
one
my feelings
random
towards
long
Hendo,
shot.
but we move.
Yeah, no, I'm going Rice. I can't lie. The only thing is, of course, we know what Pep can do with players at times, but I don't know. They've got Rodri's like what 25, 26. I don't know how old Rodri is, but he's not even that old. So I don't know where.
However,
gonna play
what I will
initially.
say is 3 years ago, if you asked people whether they rate Rodri, the answer would have been no. So there's also that.
Oh,
unique
you asked
factor
me
in.
1 year ago, and the answer would have been no as well. So, yeah, no, football changes. That's the good thing about these videos. Football, even we can come back to this next year, and there's gonna be someone somewhere that's gonna say something, and we're gonna be like, look at this idiot. Like, why is he saying that?
Yeah.
T,
Of course.
where are you going, sir?
Well, I can't lie. I've been pushed on Calvin Phillips propaganda for time. Shout out to R9 Rai. He was calling him the Yorkshire Pirlo, and I was
That's what
watching.
they do call him, yeah.
I was watching him. I was watching him when he was in the Championship. He was very decent, surprising. And then when he came to the Prem, I kind of thought he would struggle, but he didn't struggle that much. So, but on the other end, like Declan Rice he's one of those guys where, like, you're right. He has that aura, like where the physicality, the interceptions, like the defensive.
The way
knowledge
this
he
guy
has
will
is insane.
drive with. Man,
It's
he's
crazy. It is
So-
actually crazy.
No, I hear it. Can I ask you one question? Why
Go on.
why was Calvin Phillips rated higher in the Euros than Rice then?
I don't know, mate. I went to a game and I thought Rice was better. I think Rice was even man of the match. But then again, by that logic, listen, Harry Maguire was getting man of the matches from the Euros. So I don't. I don't think we can.
I've always said, hands up, Harry Maguire is a very different player for England than he is for United.
Yeah, no, but
Same
that's
with
like
same
kind
with
of what
Pickford.
the.
Pickford is absolute pony for Everton. But
No, for
England,
sure,
he's
for
a
sure.
decent keeper. So
All I saw when I went to watch England versus Germany, it was Rice, it was Carl Walker, and those two were, like, I would say, the best performers on that day. Obviously, they didn't score whatever they won 2-0, and it was Kane and Sterling. But I felt like Rice and Carl Walker, like, live in the flesh, outrageous. I can't lie. I never knew Carl Walker was even that good. Like, this guy. Anyway, it's not a Carl Walker video. It doesn't matter. I'm going Declan Rice. I think this guy, when he gives the little shoulder drop and then starts steaming forward like some train from the 1920s or whatever, you're not stopping him. I'm going Declan Rice for certain.
yeah, can't be stopped. Gets 2 goals this season.
Wait. So T, no, but he's not a striker. He's not going to shoot afterwards.
I know. It's just the
Look
way
at
you
this
said
guy.
when he goes. No, like you made it sound like he's Yaya Toure, broski. The way you said that, but no, I get what you meant. I get what you meant. I'm just bantering. T, I'm sorry I cut you off. Carry on, my friend.
So blessed.
What side are you going?
So put me like a little bit towards Calvin Phillips. I still feel that like they're gonna be like dueling head to head because we're gonna have this debate. It's gonna be like it'll be like a mad debate for years to come. I don't feel like one's gonna really outshine the other that massively. But I feel like with success and trophies, it's probably still gonna go towards Calvin Phillips if he stays at City for his foreseeable future. Compared to like West Ham. West Ham aren't really a big club like that. So. I'm gonna say ability and everything wise, and people rating them. I'm gonna say a little bit towards Calvin Phillips. Like not whispering in his ear,
Fair enough.
but like so far, like I can
Slightly
see down the
towards
road.
that side of the scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it. All right. So we went to the Premier League. We're back over to the rest of Europe again, and this one I'm sure Kurt's gonna want to start with this one because we've got his friend. This one was in the Twitter thread we did a while ago, and I think it was about 52% to 48% when the votes were finished. It was Barella versus Frankie de Jong, who is currently being held hostage, but also not being held hostage. Kurt, I'll allow you to take the floor for this one.
Yeah, you definitely put him up against a very, very good player. But I have to back my boy here. I mean, I think they're a bit different. I guess Barella's more box to box. But seeing where De Jong is going to go would
Be helpful.
is obviously going to be a big factor. Let's assume he goes to United. We'll see what happens. I think he'll do well there. But yeah, my boy's got it all. Like, there's nothing he can't do. Maybe shoot, but then again, De Jong's shooting isn't better. I just think Barella's better running, better dribbler even by a bit. It's close. Better dribbler. He can cross the ball much better.
Yeah.
And I just have to back Barella here.
Yeah, he's better at punching Militao as well and getting sent off. In a
Yeah,
massive game.
yeah.
So congrats to him for that one as well.
Well, better than De Jong, I guess.
He's got steamrolled by Frankfurt and stuff.
To Real Madrid.
T, where do you land on this one? Barella and Frankie. Thoughts on those two?
No, De Jong is going to, like, I can't lie, he's going from like one house on fire to another house on fire. I really don't see him like thriving that well. I mean, maybe, I don't even know, man. I can't lie, I don't think he will. Barella, he's in a great system. He looks very comfortable on the ball. He feels. I feel like Inter Milan are just a better club anyway. Like at this current moment in time, and I feel like he'll thrive there. I feel like he'll just be better. I feel like do you know what? Even in a year, I guarantee you he'll be better than him. People will still rate him in a year. So if anything, put me towards Barella. I don't rate what's happening with De Jong. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, I think the United factor is obviously relevant here. At the time of recording, they've announced that he's going to United about 8 times, and then he's still in Barcelona saying no, like, I'm not going. So as things stand, he's still at Barcelona. If he does go to United, anything can happen. I know these guys have their stocks invested heavily in Eric Ten Hag, but we've seen what happens with players that go from Eredivisie and end up in the Premier League. The success rate, when you look through the history, is not that fantastic. You have, for every one superstar, you get about 7 or 8 that don't translate well. That's not to say that Frankie's dead. Obviously, if he was linked to Arsenal, I'll be saying he's great, but he's not linked to Arsenal. So I'm gonna stick with Barella for now. But that being said, I've only seen him in Champions League and in like 2 Serie A games. But I think I've seen enough from there to put him higher than Frankie. So I'll lean slightly towards Barella, but we'll see what happens. I don't see Barella leaving really, whereas Frankie probably is going to be a lot more eyes on him in the Premier League. Now, number 5. This one is going to be interesting. This one, it wasn't on the Twitter thread, but it is a test of, I guess, recency bias / how good are you at investing your stocks and spotting talent. We have Bissouma, recently joined Tottenham, versus someone who's not even starting as a midfielder. His name is Joelinton. Joelinton, now superstar in central midfield for Newcastle. In 3 years, will he still be doing that?
Wow.
What's wow? You let me know what's wow about it.
Premium. Just FYI for the people watching at home, I'm leaning towards Barella.
Oh wait, did I not ask
so
you?
You know,
Oh, sorry. I didn't even realize. Sorry. Okay, go on, Barella, go on.
I'm leaning towards Barella.
Now let us know why. My bad.
I
My
sat there.
bad.
You know what? I sat there, and I actually, you'll see in the face cam when you're editing. I didn't really flinch. So I actually didn't really clock, and then I just sat there thinking, wait, did I answer? And now I've just realised I didn't.
My bad.
Leaning towards Barella, not whispering in his ear. Leaning towards him. Reason being, I'll keep it short and sweet. Reason being is quite simply that I think the percentages were correct. I think they're both fantastic footballers. I really do. However, Inter Milan are a much better outfit currently than Barcelona, in my opinion. In terms,
you guys have both made Kurt just start twitching. By the way, when you call it Inter Milan, he's gonna start yelling, pulling some.
No, I'm good. Especially after what came after.
Sorry, Inter. Inter are much better than, not house on fire, house burnt down, Man United. So yeah, for that reason, I just think that in 3 years' time, it's going to be more towards Barella, just because of obviously the team that he plays for.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, I guess now we can go into number 5 then. We have
take your
Bissouma versus Joelinton.
Put me anywhere. Do you know what, editor? Put my face anywhere, and I'll
No. Listen, this one is a test. You know, this is a test.
Well, it depends.
Is Joelinton in centre mid
Bissouma's still a free
sustainable?
man, so.
I think he was cleared of any charges, so that factor's out of the window. He is going to be playing. He'll be playing under Antonio Conte for the next, well, if Conte stays there for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Conte factor on this. His ability to turn normal players into incredible players. And Bissouma's already on the good scale. I think he can definitely turn him into a very, very good player. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bissouma.
Yeah.
It is
But
sticky.
Not by don't put me like on the other side. Put me mid 7.5 towards Bissouma.
I hear it. It's a tough one because we've seen Joelinton. He was technically okay, like as a striker, technically only, but he just was not bagging whatsoever. He just looked lost at times. Since he's become a midfielder, I don't know what's gotten into him, but he looks like he's some sensational talent. The way he just destroyed Arsenal by himself, well, with Callum Wilson as well, I couldn't believe it. The issue with him as well is Newcastle are going to be strengthening every year. Will he be a consistent starter once they start getting traditional or natural midfielders? We'll wait and see. But I'll be honest, as much as I hate Tottenham, I do like Bissouma. I did want Bissouma to come to Arsenal for a while. He's an Arsenal fan, and we had to let him go over those sides. I'm going to go Bissouma, but again, not strongly. I do think Joelinton somehow is still going to keep up, not like a crazy scoring form, but he'll be an integral part of Newcastle's success or improvement, shall I say, for the next year or two at least. We shall see. T, thoughts? Joelinton, Bissouma.
So I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted Bissouma at Arsenal as well. Like that's one player I really wanted. But obviously he's gone to Tottenham. Tottenham are a good side. And I feel like they're just gonna get stronger and stronger. Conte's sensational. He knows how to get the best out of players. Like look what he's done with Eric Dyer, for example. So I'm not gonna lie. Put me like at least 35% towards Bissouma. I still think Joelinton will be decent. I don't think he'll be sensational and everybody will be running around with like Joelinton shirts and you're gonna see Drake with a picture of him or something. But I feel like he'll be like at least a decently rated centre mid. So, but no, I'm not gonna lie, Bissouma only.
Yeah,
Fair.
agreed.
So I think everyone's going Bissouma on
re-
that one.
I can't really add too much more. I'm the same as you guys.
Yeah.
More towards Bissouma. I just think that Tottenham are obviously going to achieve so much more over the next 3 years due to Antonio Conte. And Joelinton's a great midfielder, but where Newcastle, I think they're going to climb the table.
Wait, can I pause you? Define achievements for Tottenham. Just out of interest. What do you mean by that?
As in, well, when we're not talking trophies, we're more talking playing in the Champions League and obviously featuring in the Champions League, so on and so forth. I mean, participation medals, of course, but they are going to get them. Whereas Newcastle, you know, it wouldn't be completely crazy to say in 3 years they might be able to because the money that they've got challenge for Champions League, but it's a stab in the dark. Whereas Tottenham is basically a dead cert to challenge at least for UCL spot again.
I feel like I kind of wanna change my mind. I feel like this is kind of the one year where we're gonna come back in a couple of years and be like, wow, as if we thought this guy was gonna be better.
Yeah,
because we've all gone for the same one on this one. I kind of want to move now.
You don't always have to be different. You know, you don't always have to be different.
Fair enough. Well, this one I'm most certainly going to be different on because everyone knows my opinion on this one. I think without me even saying the names, maybe some can guess what players we're coming for next. This was in the Twitter thread. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't looked at it in a while, but from memory, it was about 87% to 13%. Right. My player was the one that got about 13%.
Shock.
It's Fred versus Tielemans.
Oh, no.
3 years time. Allow me to begin on this one. Let me lay my cards on the table. The only thing Tielemans has on him is age. Fred is 29. Tielemans is 25, I believe it is when I checked. However, this is before... Well, Arsenal are currently linked with him, but I'll be honest. Even if he signs, I can't pretend that he's good, man. I can't pretend. I'm seeing Arsenal fans going crazy. They really want this guy. They're desperate. I don't see the point of getting someone that's just... I'll be honest, he's not even better than Xhaka. If I put Xhaka and Tielemans in this, I'll still go for Xhaka. Fred has been a scapegoat for United for so long. Guys are saying he's had like 2 months of form or whatever for United. This guy's been United's best player since November or whenever Liverpool smashed them 4-5-0. he's been their best performing player since the rest of that season. I know some weirdos and guys like are going to say De Gea or whatever, but Fred has been minimum top 3 for them for the season. Tielemans, average. He has that what do you call it, like Leicester thing where people don't really watch Leicester unless it's like big game. They don't watch him stinking it up and giving away penalties non-stop. They're gonna go and say Xhaka's hot-headed and rash. Meanwhile, this guy's giving away more than 1 pen a game, bro. I just don't see it. Especially for Arsenal, I don't get why we'd be signing him when we're lacking engines like that to go and get Tielemans. Nah, let me stop my rant, but I'm going all the way to Fred. Me and Fred, we're gonna go and have a chat in whatever language we can speak. Somebody can take it, because I'm gonna start getting hot and the weather's too much already. So let me take my Fred and go. Mav, thoughts?
So I'm picking up what you're putting down, but I don't agree. For me, I'm also going to factor in age. Obviously, Fred's 29, so obviously, kind of like age is not on his side. Obviously, we are talking about in 3 years' time, so that is an important factor. And for me as well, I agree with what you said. That's the problem. I agree with what you said in terms of Fred was one of Man United's best players. However, I also believe that Fred is going to be one of the first midfielders to leave United, given the chance that they make signings.
Did you see his goal yesterday? Woo!
Yes, 100%. But that still does not stop the fact that if you can get in guys like a Frankie de Jong and obviously a more ball-winning midfielder as well, there's no place for Fred in that team for me. So I've got to factor that in as well. I don't know where he's going to be playing in 3 years' time. Whereas what I do know is that Tielemans is still going to be in the Premier League, and he's still going to be a decent.
He's
Premier
going to
League
be playing for
midfielder.
Standard Liège in 2025.
Absolutely not.
First.
So
he's going to KV Oostend.
I'm with you. I don't think Tielemans is a fantastic player. Don't get it twisted. I think he's a decent player. In a decent team in terms of Leicester. Do I think he can produce a little bit more, maybe at a better team? 100%. But is it anything world beating? No. I think they're both very average centre midfielders. With Tielemans' age and the team that he's probably going to play for in 3 years' time, pipping him to the post. So I'm going to put halfway towards Tielemans, I'd say.
Fair enough. Cool. Let me hear your thoughts on Fred versus Tielemans, please.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give credit to Amenyah on this, I guess. He called the Tielemans one even before
It's been a while.
the last season. He's coming off a horrible season, for sure. But I think I agree with Mav. You have to factor age on this. I think age-wise, Fred will be 32. I can easily see Fred having a better season, even this one. But beyond that, I'm gonna go with Tielemans. I think it's a bit safe, but I do think Tielemans had a better team. Will shine more. So yeah.
I hear it. Like, I tried to find a player that
75.
was like a similar age that I could still violate, but I couldn't. So I had to just go for Fred, because that was the best way to get my point across, to be honest. T, thoughts? Do you want Tielemans at Arsenal? Are you a Tielemans fan?
No, I'm good. You know, I'm really good. I don't want him at Arsenal. I don't want him at Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched a lot. Like, I watched not a lot, but I watched a bit of Leicester's games like last season. I watched them in the Conference League too. I'm not a fan of Tielemans, man. I can't lie to you. But like Mav said, age is a factor. I can't lie. Fred is an old, like, what he's in football terms old, right? So I don't think he's gonna
in
be
Brazilian terms, he's even in the retirement home already, to be fair. So, that's also another factor. I forgot about that.
So like my heart is honestly saying like Fred, but my mind is just saying Tielemans, and I don't want him at Arsenal. I don't want him anywhere near Arsenal. I feel like him and Xhaka in the midfield, I'm probably gonna end up like with no, like, I'm telling you now, I'll be too vexed. I'll probably break something or throw my chair out the window or something. So it's gonna have to be Tielemans, man. Pains for me to say it, but it's gonna have to be Tielemans.
Fair enough. Alright, I'll be the lone wolf on that one. Fairs, I hear it. No worries, just leave me hanging on my ones. We are going back to the rest of Europe now. Again, we're not Premier League merchants now. We've been going Serie A, La Liga. We're off to the Uber Eats now. Well, slyly. We were in the Uber Eats, kind of. Now we are La Liga as well. It is Camavinga versus Tchouaméni.
Well,
big,
that's
big
not Uber Eats at all.
recent. No, that's why I said. Did you hear what I clarified?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that's not Uber Eats at all.
Bro, has Tchouaméni played La Liga yet?
No.
Okay, so let me have that.
Okay, I'll let you have it. You did clarify it. You did clarify.
I did clarify before
Yeah.
you said that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
thanks.
I'm just saying.
Now you give me your thoughts. You're on the spot now. Camavinga or Tchouaméni? Go.
Camavinga for me. I think it's very, very close though. I don't think it's a cut and dry thing at all. I think they're both good footballers. I think that Camavinga is one of those where he is quite smartly being used sparingly right now. He's obviously coming on as and when to kind of bed himself in to the system, a bit like Pep does with players at City, which I quite like. He doesn't just throw them in the deep end always. He lets them kind of find their rhythm. So I am going quite purely off the fact that I've seen Camavinga more. Put me seven towards Camavinga, but I do think they're both decent outlets and a lot of potential. Can the coach get it out of them? That is the main question.
I hear that. Fair enough. Anyone want to go next on that one? Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Kurt or T? Any of you can give your thoughts on that one?
Well, I feel like Camavinga, he's obviously had like a little bit more experience in Champions League down to last season. But Tchouaméni, I feel like he's got so much raw potential to be like one of those, like, I don't know, I don't want to like compare him to a player and then like it just flops.
Hey, go for it, man. Go for it. This is where you invest your stocks.
So
You
like,
speak with chest.
so you remember when France won the World Cup and like one of the most in like important players in the midfield was Pogba and it was also Matuidi. I feel like Tchouaméni could kind of be that kind of player, like Matuidi role, more than Pogba.
I hear that. That's actually a very good. I can't lie. That's actually a very good shout. That's a very good comparison.
Because like he's got all the same abilities that Matuidi had, and I feel like he's going to Real Madrid. I feel like he's gonna thrive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like he'll thrive so well. They have an age in midfield that is getting on to the point of where they're gonna start sitting back more. They're gonna start playing the younger players more. I feel like next season. So I feel like he'll shine more than Camavinga. So put me all the way into Tchouaméni. I can't lie. I'm investing
All the way in.
Yes.
I love it. I hear it.
Total
Respect
stocks. I respect it. Kurt, thoughts? Have you seen much of Tchouaméni like that?
This is a problem because I haven't watched Tchouaméni.
Yeah, you call him however you call him on your stream. You go for it.
I haven't watched much of him at all, so it's a problem. And with Camavinga, it's also less so because he didn't play often. I've got that match against City, was it right? Yeah, it was the one against City when he came on, which I thought he changed the game completely. And to do that at that age, I don't think it's normal. So I'm just gonna go off Camavinga based on that, but it's obviously disrespectful to Tchouaméni because I haven't watched him play. We'll see. I put me like 60% Camavinga.
Yeah, I hear. Listen, I'm kind of moved by T speech, to be honest, but I'm in a similar boat to Kurt and Mav, where I can't lie. My knowledge of Tchouaméni comes off seeing like compilations on Twitter, and we all know like how those things can go. Whereas Camavinga, we've seen him when Cruz was stinking it up like severely in the Champions League. This guy, Ancelotti just raised his eyebrow. Camavinga comes on and like has a massive hand in them rescuing it, of course, with Vinny and Benzema. But he was instrumental in some of those comebacks. But like you said, I don't know. The thing with Madrid midfield is that although they have like, you know, Kroos and Modric who are mad aging, they've also got like a lot of younger ones. Like you got like Valverde, obviously these two that we're speaking about now.
Yeah.
If they can fit all three of them somehow and get it to be balanced, that's gonna make this comparison very interesting.
I think another thing factoring, you sparked my brain with that. You do have to remember they are playing for the same team, and realistically both of them are going to be there for the next 3 years. And the way I look at it is Tchouaméni's a Casemiro replacement, whereas Camavinga is a Kroos and Modric replacement. And Casemiro was super important in the back-to-back for Real Madrid in terms of UCL. But again, no matter what you look at it, you would still say someone like Modric has more reputation than Casemiro because of the roles they play. The same way Busquets doesn't have as much reputation as, of course, Xavi and Iniesta and those guys, because the attacking midfielder is always the more reputable, realistically, when it comes to it. And that's another factor I have to put in, because Camavinga is more box to box, whereas Tchouaméni is the sitter. So I just think reputation wise, it's going to swing slightly. That's another factor.
Fair enough. I hear it. So that was three of us were Camavinga and T strongly on Tchouaméni. That could be one that we look back on in a year or two and we're like, do you know what? We're standing up, giving a round of applause, because that might be
a huge shout. If
that might be an incredible take. But now we are coming back to the Premier League. This one we've all seen enough of both of these to give an opinion. It's going to be an I'm not going to start on this one. It says I'll let you guys speak first. We'll see how the cookie crumbles. We have Kai Havertz,
right,
who's now been playing a bit more further forward until they can get themselves a striker, and Martin Odegaard. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen.
No, I can take the lead on
Go
this.
for it.
I think I'll say with chest. I think it'll be Odegaard. I really do. I think he's better. I think Havertz I struggle with. I don't know if he can develop this consistency to his game. Again, I don't know what his best position is. They say he's not a number 9 because he's not that consistent at finishing. But up until January he's nowhere to be seen. Then he pops up after that. And sure, he's got this supposed clutch gene, which I guess we've seen in a Champions League final. But I mean, I can't judge him off of those moments. Whereas Odegaard, I've watched certain games and he takes complete control of these games. I'm gonna go with Odegaard with chest. Put me all the way.
Yes. Mav, you all the way as well? Or you somewhat leaning?
Again, Odegaard is one that if you've watched my streams, specifically on Facebook, not many did. But if you did, you know that
you got the bread though. You got bread though.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, I am team Odegaard. I have been since his arrival at Arsenal. I thought he's the exact type of player Arsenal have been crying for. For me, with Havertz, he has that. It's disrespectful to the guy I'm about to say to put him in the realms of Havertz, because it's not. I'm not saying this. So take this with a pinch of salt. But he has got
say it. It's fine.
No, he has got that Solskjaer about him in terms of like he is used quite sparingly, and when he's used, he can come up big. When he does start, you kind of go, maybe we stick to giving him 40 minutes here and there, you know, that sort of thing. But that's the kind of vibe I get with Havertz. Sorry, people calling it the clutch gene or whatever because of one goal in the Champions League. Fair enough. I
don't forget the penalty in the Club World Cup versus Al Ali. Don't forget that.
I just don't know with him. Again, where does he play? What is his position? Is he ever gonna reach that top? Whereas for me, Odegaard is Arsenal's star man. He's gonna be their star man for the next 3 years. And I really think he is part of the reason that they have a chance of challenging at anything again. I really do rate him that highly. So same as Kurt, put me all the way to Odegaard.
You know what it is for me, like, with Havertz, or in fact with Chelsea fans in general, for a lot of players, they're like now the leaders of this thing of like team achievements makes the player so beast, because we can watch Havertz drop like 2 out of 10s, 3 out of 10s, week in, week out, and then he'll score a Champions League winner. And like, don't get twisted, like, to win a Champions League and you get the winning goal, you can be worth the money just off a Champions League for sure. But it doesn't mean you can excuse being bad like every, like, I don't know, 4 out of 5 games or whatever. Like, I'm not really seeing it for someone who, when we're doing like, you know, 2-3 years ago tier lists of potential Ballon d'Or contenders in the future, and that when he was in Germany, Havertz was up there. I don't see that same Havertz anymore. With Odegaard, the issue we had when he was on loan is that I think it was Kurt saying he takes the game by the scruff of the neck. He was doing that versus like the Bournemouth caliber of teams the first season. He wasn't really showing up much when it was a serious game. This season, or just this season gone now, that he's been a permanent signing and he's more comfortable, he's adapted, I feel like he's done a lot more for us. He's become more of a leader figure for us as well. So I'm therefore going to be back in Odegaard. That's our probably future captain for the upcoming season. Should be interesting to see how it goes. Of course, we are going to be playing Champions League football 2023-2024. So Odegaard will be... what's funny about that?
Nothing.
So Odegaard is going to be
a
shining light. Oh, yeah, no worries. DM that to me afterwards. Let me have a laugh as well.
Yeah.
T, can we get your thoughts? Odegaard and Havertz.
Well, I was on like... When Havertz was in Germany, I was on the Havertz bandwagon. I felt like he was going to be something like sensational, something special. Yes, he obviously performed well for Chelsea in the Champions League final, which is obviously when it matters the most. But you kind of want somebody who's going to be performing week in, week out at that same level. Odegaard last season was sublime for us. I'm not going to lie. Like, without Odegaard, I don't even know if we would have even been able to be where we were in the table. Without his passing, his vision, like the way he sees the game and approaches it is completely different to most players who play the same position. So do you know what? I'm not gonna lie, all the way to Odegaard. I don't think that.
Blimey.
I don't think that Havertz is going to be that special. I feel like they're going to end up selling him. I thought Chelsea are going to end up selling him.
If he goes back to Bundes, it might be. He might have a chance. Obviously, Bundes tax, but yeah.
True, but then like you look at Jovic when he went from back to Germany, he's not really been doing that well. So I'm not gonna lie, just
now being in Germany is always gonna hamper your rating, like especially like if you don't make it somewhere, you go back to Germany, it's not gonna look that great for you, to be honest.
Yeah,
100%.
Says we are on to number 9. We are almost at the end. This one, I'm going to just say the names rather than give any backstory or whatever. Let's see. James Maddison.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Bruno Fernandes.
Oh,
dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
God.
Wow.
Where are we going?
Yeah, all right.
What's all right? Is that not to your fancy? You're not feeling that way?
No. Do you know why? Because I get why you've done it, and I'm itching. I'm absolutely itching to say Maddison, just because I hate that absolute rat. I'm itching to say Maddison, but I can't even bring myself to do it. I'm not shameless enough. I'm absolutely not shameless enough to do it as much as I want to. Yeah, everyone knows I do not rate Bruno Fernandes as a footballer. I think he's good. I think that's as far as it goes. I think he's one of the most wasteful players I've ever seen, and people give it the excuse of it's because he's trying to pass forward. And he's trying to break the lines. I mean, I just go back and watch any footballer, you know, the pass forward, the broke lines back in the day. You know, even if we're gonna say Cams, even one for me that I always remember, who played a similar-ish kind of position, a little bit more forward, was guys like, you know, Francesco Totti and people like that, and they did nothing but pass forward the whole game. The only thing is they didn't give it to the opponents 90% of the time. And I don't know what it is with Bruno. I think it's the fact that United were literally a house burnt down, and he was a cup of water. And that water just made people feel so happy, and they just latched onto him.
Isn't water worse for a fire or no? I swear you don't put water on a fire, I swear.
Yeah, you probably don't, but that's what I'm saying. So
he's a mini fire extinguisher or something.
He was a bit of hope, you know, in the house that was already burnt down. And I think a lot of United fans have latched onto it because they don't have much else to latch onto right now. He was getting compared to guys like
you
KDB.
must hate Maddison then, Fab. Cause I'm hearing this
guys like KDB.
super anti-Bruno speech.
But the fact of the matter is, no, it's only because Bruno was put on a pedestal where he's put like level with KDB, and I do think the comparison with guys like Maddison is a little bit fairer. I still think Bruno is a better footballer than James Maddison. Don't get it twisted. And I hate that you've made me have to do this, but I'm gonna have to be 80% towards Bruno Fernandes, and that makes me feel ill doing that. But yeah,
that was intentional. I'll be honest.
I know. I absolutely know.
Your thoughts on Bruno versus Maddison?
I think my issue with Maddison is I feel like he's been getting injured a lot recently. It seems like he's always out. Whereas Bruno's now got Ten Hag, who I think is a fantastic manager. So I'm a little bit torn, but I wonder where Maddison will be in 3 years. That's an interesting question.
He could be anywhere. He could be Arsenal. He could be United.
Yeah,
Genuinely, you can
exactly.
see him anywhere. It's tough.
But you know what? Now I have to put me on Maddison. Just put me just on Maddison.
Damn. Just for the sake of the agenda, you have to do it.
I can't.
He's not saying anything
Actually,
pro
you know
Maddison.
what?
He just has to
you
do
know
it.
what? I'm gonna do an Amenyah. I'm showing sling me all the way to Madison. Have me talking to Madison. Why not? You know what? Sling me all the way. Very good shout. I don't know where he's gonna be in 3 years, but if it's anywhere above Leicester, swing me to Madison, man. Why not for the banter?
Fair enough. You don't believe in the F stocks revival, nah?
Nah,
He's gonna be a
this
beast.
is, you know what? You put it in there for this reason, and I'm gonna take it because why not? This is my one chance to say, see you later, Bruno. So yeah, put me towards Maddison.
I hear it. T, thoughts?
I can't lie. It's right. Like Bruno is not that guy. I thought he was. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got caught in the genjutsu. I was thinking that, oh man, this guy's gonna be something. Nah, he really ain't, man. From last season alone, he just stinks. Yeah, he just stinks. I don't really see. I see him doing what Pogba done for United as well. Like I don't really see him being anything great like that. And Maddison will probably leave Leicester because Leicester is not like they are crumbling. They're starting to crumble. They're not doing as great as they were before, and players are leaving. So I'm not gonna lie, I can see Maddison going to a big club in England. So do you know what? Sling me all the way to Maddison as well. I don't even like it's 100% Maddison.
Fair enough. Yeah, it was a tricky one when I was making it, because I was sitting there like, oof, agenda or are we like being serious? Cause at the same time, like you know my feelings towards players that do well for Leicester. It's a 50-50 one. You know what I mean? Like we've seen Mahrez and N'Golo go and do madness, and then we've also seen guys like Drinkwater and stuff just literally just be there on the bench. Maguire. I don't want to make the pun, but yeah, Maguire. There we go. Well, I'm talking from like their title.
Title winning team.
But yeah, in general, sure. In general, yeah. In general as well, guys like Maguire, it's a 50-50 one with Leicester. But when he's come back from injury, his numbers have been crazy. So I might have to allow him a little bit. And I'm with you lot. I just don't want to put anything in any stocks in Bruno, man. I know if I put any Bruno stocks in, I'm not gonna eat dinner in 3 years' time when we watch his video back, man. I'm gonna be like a massive egg if I'm there saying, "Hey guys, thoughts on Bruno Fernandes 3 years from now?" No, man.
United fans will still back you. I reckon there'll still be a group of United fans that will be the Bruno cult. So
that means I've lost. If United fans are agreeing with me, that means I lost. That means I'm wrong. So I have to change my mind. So I'm gonna go with Maddison, but I'm not gonna go all the way. I'm gonna just go like slightly towards Maddison. Let's see if he gets a move to a Champions League level team next season. It seems like he's going to be staying there this year, so we'll see. And lastly, I'll be honest, I was looking through the names and I didn't have any Liverpool players because everyone's like 30 years old, like Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson and that. So Naby Keita booting the ball bare high. So I've gone with Curtis Jones, who's starting to get a few more minutes, just to get the Liverpool fans interested and engaged. And I've also gone with Oliver Skipp of Tottenham. So we have Curtis Jones versus Oliver
that's a harder
Skipp.
one than you think, That's actually hard.
No, it's difficult. That's why I sat there, like, how am I going to get Liverpool involved? Now, I think Kurt was speaking about Skipp one time on his stream, so I'll let him start.
I'll take this first. I think this is easy for me. I put me all the way towards Skipp. I don't think Jones is that good at all. I think Skipp, again, the Conte factor will come into effect. I think I see something in Skipp. They're different players. Obviously, Skipp, I think, is more defensive. But now put me all the way in Skipp. I see something in him. And 100% locked in.
I hear that. It's tough, because if Curtis Jones was as good as Liverpool fans pretend that he is or want him to be, they wouldn't keep on relying on guys that are like 36 and stuff like every single game. You see Oxlade-Chamberlain will be getting minutes before Curtis Jones sometimes, and I'm just there like, I don't know, man. I'm not seeing anything outrageous from him. You know what I mean?
For me, I think Skipp is the better player, and I think he's the better prospect. The only thing that makes it hard for me, the only reason I consider whether I go a little bit towards Jones, is the versatility in terms of Jones. Jones can play more of a wide position as well as a centre. It's another kind of James Milner style player in terms of like, if his career goes right, he can be adored a lot by fans. Just for the versatility, just for the heart, you know, the work rate, that side of things, can of course build a player up a lot more than their technical ability. I think Skipp is the better player, and again, Conte factor. So have me 75% towards Skipp, but I do think Liverpool fans are going to lord up Jones.
Yeah, no, of course they'll do their best to do so all the time. Thoughts? Skipp, Curtis Jones.
Man. Curtis Jones, like, you're right, man. The guy gets no minutes, man. The guy's out there twiddling his thumbs, just watching everybody run up and down the pitch while he's just sitting there doing nothing, man. So I can't lie, with the Conte factor as well, I feel like Skipp is gonna be really, really good. Like I know too many Tottenham fans who end up hyping up Skipp and all these dons. I'm not gonna lie, that might even play into factor. But obviously you've got Conte system, and I feel like he's just gonna thrive underneath it. So put me, I guess 60% towards Skipp. Yeah. That's what I'd say.
You know what's interesting? All three have just said Conte factor, but Klopp is literally the manager of Liverpool. They have Klopp as their manager. It becomes very interesting, because I haven't even... Okay, well, first and foremost, let me put this out there. Lokonga's going to be better than both of them. But that's neither here nor there. So, Lokonga's already better than Skipp and Curtis Jones. But in terms of these two specifically... will be at Real Betis
in 3 years, man.
That's what he's going to be at Real Betis playing against them in pre-season before our Champions League games. Curtis Jones. I'm not even saying he's meaty, because he's definitely not meaty, but I just... The fact that we see like the amount of players that get chosen before him, and we know with Klopp here, one thing to be fair, which is not similar to Conte. Actually, no, they're both quite similar in this way. They love to have like their chosen 11 and just stick with it no matter what. We know Klopp here, he will have his 11, and it doesn't matter if they're facing Barca or Bayern or Burton Albion or Bury, or if they're even extinct or whatever. He'll play. Or he would have played Salah, Firmino, Mane up front. He would have played Hendo, Fabinho, etc. Like, he doesn't really rotate too tough, so I can't see him getting the minutes that he wants. That being said, though, like, I'd expect that Fabinho and Hendo, surely within the next 2 years, are finished at Liverpool. So whether they sign, if they bring in Bellingham, I can't lie, Curtis Jones is done. I'll be honest. If they bring Bellingham, I see no hope for Curtis Jones. I am going to lean a little bit
Bellingham, Jones midfield, maybe, you know, Bellingham the more ball winning.
I mean, you can do that, sure, you can, but I just feel as though they're going to try and, you know, when you get the toothpaste at the end and you try to squeeze it, like, they're going to be doing that with like Fabinho, Hendo, Thiago and that. They're not going to like let go until...
I hear it.
Bear in mind, these guys have COVID injection jabs and all these asthma pumps and whatever. So they can play till they're like 40, to be honest.
That guy
Well, you know, we've seen the facts, you know. Somebody said it. It wasn't me. Somebody said it. But I'm gonna go just a little bit towards Skipp. I can't go too much because he's Tottenham. And that is our 10. That's our midfielders. So I'll put like a table at the end of the video now of like all 10 matchups, and we'll put our faces there, because I know you guys like to look at it on stream and whatever. So I'll put the screenshot in at the end of the video. Hopefully you man enjoyed it. It's a bit sticky at the moment because everyone's kind of busy during summer. Everyone's going on holidays and that, but I'm going to try my best to get 4 each week. Next week is either going to be a draft return, or we got to do top 10 right wingers. Those two are on the agenda, a draft and the top 10 right wingers. So we'll see what happens.
I can't wait.
We'll see.
Ronaldo at the top.
We'll see what happens. It might be top 10 right wingers next week. We'll see who's available. But other than that, yeah, go follow all these guys again. Much love to them. these lot are still coming true, especially T as well, man. I shouted him like 20 minutes before recording if he's available, because unforeseen circumstances, we had some injuries. But top geezer. Like the video, comment as usual. Who do you think had a howler this episode? Who do you think you agree with? Put your opinions in the comments and in the Twitter community.
The Rice one's gonna have me commented.
Vikanson, it's time to get to work. All right, in a bit. Safe.